Hello, Lauren and Russell Mark here on behalf of the Australian Clay Target Association. As we progress through the basic shotgun fundamentals, today we would like to show you the starting position for your shotgun when shooting one of our most popular ACTA trap disciplines, down the line.
Years ago, everybody was taught to start their shotgun in these positions on the trap house. Now remember, some time ago the targets were faster and the angles were a lot wider, so these points weren't so bad. These days, I believe that this technique for some has become quite antiquated.
The USA are the world leaders in the domestic trap disciplines, and it would be negligent not to try and copy their technique to shoot DTL.
Sadly, she has a point. Basically, there are two options. If you're forced to shoot with one eye closed for whatever reason, then I would suggest you start your shotgun down on the roof of the trap house.
Probably not as wide as this with today's narrow angles. I'd probably start it in about these positions. Station 5, Station 4, Station 3, Station 2 and Station 1.
It's important not to stare at the roof of the trap house if this is where you're going to start your shotgun when calling for the target to be released. Push your vision out in front over the top of your barrel.
For two-eyed shooters, by that I mean those that have both eyes open and don't have an eye covered by taper or inhibited in any way, we suggest starting your gun a little higher above the roof. Use these same points just higher above the trap house. Now if a one-eyed shooter holds too high above the roof, they'll have a blind spot caused by their leading hand that's holding onto the fore end of the shotgun. Holding above the trap therefore becomes a problem, because if you get a target that appears under your leading hand, you won't immediately see it leave the house. However, if you have both eyes open, your peripheral vision will help you see the target the moment it's in the air.
And that's the main advantage that a two-eyed shooter has over someone that is just using one eye.
The more you have to move your gun to break the target, the more work you have to do. Therefore, the greater the chance you have of making a mistake. That's why I like getting two-eyed shooters starting their shotguns above the roof line of the trap house.
Let's face it, you're just lazy.
Ignore her for a minute. As long as you're not too high above the trap that you can't generate enough gun speed to give you the lead required on quartering and full angle targets, then it's my belief the American technique is far superior than what we were taught back in the 1950s. Remember, to shoot all forms of trap we use what's called the swing through method of lead. Probably also a topic for a future video, but in short it's the barrel speed that you generate from coming behind the target that gives you the lead required to break trap targets. Let's work it out. Here's the rule of thumb that I use.
First of all, spend a little bit of time establishing the point in the sky above the trap house where you're breaking your average target. Here's that point looking through the eyes of our shot cam.
It's important to understand that I'm asking you to look at the point where the target is being broken, not how high the target is being thrown. If you really want to get technical, get a ruler, put the zero on the roof of the trap house and look at the point in the sky where the targets are being broken. So today I'm breaking the targets at about 6 centimetres above the roof of the trap house, which means my whole point for me will be 3 centimetres. This will obviously differ for everyone, as height, arm length and weather conditions can become a big variable in this equation. Some two-eyed competitors like starting a quarter or a third of the way, and some go as high as 3/4. It becomes a matter of personal preference, experience, reflexes, and even how high you've set the point of impact of your shotgun.
Again, try to have a broader, what is called a soft focus, out through the end of your barrel when calling for the target.
And let your peripheral vision do the rest.
Holding above the trap is something you should experiment with on the practice trap to find your correct starting position.
The biggest mistake I see from shooters holding too high above the roof is that under pressure, some competitors call and then move their shotgun before the target has appeared above their barrel. If you do that, you're going to be in a world of pain, as you'll shoot over the top of a lot of targets. It's not the end of the world if you're using one eye. Many champions throughout the history of our sport have done so.
And it's also no problem if you are a two-eyed shooter and start your shotgun down here. Ultimately, it's what you feel comfortable with under pressure. On behalf of the Australian Clay Target Association, we hope this little piece of advice helps.
Good luck, and we hope to see you at the range soon.